ago. That's later. That's from China. Lived in the city, maybe like maybe Seoul Daegongwon or Rini Daegongwon or something, some big or Central Park or something. He lived in a big city, near a big city. So he was with a great company of bhikshus, even 1,250. Now, here's the point. One day, at the time for breaking fast, the world-honored one, this great Buddha, this enlightened one, with thousands of students, the world-honored one put on his robe, his begging robe, carrying his bowl. Very interesting. Watch what this is saying. This is the whole Diamond Sutra. Don't blink. If you blink, you'll miss it. Because it's so short. Took his robe, took his bowl, and walked into the city of Shravasti to beg for his food. The Buddha did that. Imagine maybe President Bush or President Roh Moo-hyun, 대통령, putting on his sports shirt, taking his bowl, and going into the city to ask for food. It would be in the newspapers the next day. Now here is Buddhism. People will forget about our politicians and presidents in a few years maybe, but this is really significant. This is the founder of a religion. At the time of breaking the fast, not when he wanted to, well, I feel like it, I don't know, maybe I'll eat, maybe I'll not eat. At the time of eating, he put on his robe, he picked up his bowl, he walked into the city. You know, they didn't carry him on one of these, things or in his ekus. He walked into this great city of Shravasti to beg for his food. In the middle of the city, in the midst of the city, he begged from door to door. He begged himself. From door to door, according to rule. So, in the Buddhist rule, the Buddha said, our practice is begging for food. So, if you go to one house, you must go to 6 more houses in a row. Why? Nowadays we have rich people living here, poor people living here, separate in our societies. Some area is Buja Dongne, other areas Chal Mosanan Dongne. Separate. But that time in India it's all mixed up. Rich people, poor people living together. So he didn't want his monks to choose, this house has very good food. Their curry is number 1. Their mosala paneer, or their sag paneer, spinach and cheese. Their sag paneer is number 1. But these people, they don't have so much food. So to cut this mind, this choosing mind, this like and dislike mind, to cut that, he said, if you go to this house, you must go to the next 6 houses in a row. Whatever they give you, you accept. Very interesting rule. So, the Buddha made that rule for his monks and nuns, and he kept it himself. That's amazing. He was not above his own rule. One day at the time for breaking fast, so he went in at lunch. In the Buddhist tradition, we say that spirits eat in the morning. No, gods eat in the morning. Buddhas eat at lunch. Animals eat in the afternoon. And sort of, how could we say it? Heavenly beings eat at night. Spirits. So, the Buddha was teaching, at this time, the Buddha only ate at lunch. He only ate lunch. That's all. Until lunch, he was very hungry. So, he kept that rule. One day at the time for breaking fast, the world-honored one, and robed and carrying his bowl, this begging bowl, he went into the city. Every single day, the Buddha lived just like this. It's very interesting. In the midst of the city, he begged from door to door according to the rule. Very interesting. The Buddha, this is correct mindfulness. The Buddha did not put himself above even his own rule. Well, I made this rule. You guys follow it, but I'm done. I'm a Buddha. I don't need this rule. You need the rule. I don't. The Buddha never showed that. He showed this rule is for you, this rule is for me. That's very amazing. In the midst of the city, he begged from door to door according to rule. So when a president or one of our high-level government officials goes, all the traffic laws stop. No one can drive their car. Policemen stop there and block the road. So the rules that we keep and the rules that our leaders have to keep is different. Very interesting. The Buddha, this great leader, and people wanted to attack him. Some people didn't like the Buddha. Some people wanted to kill him. But every day he kept according to the rule. This done, when he was finished begging, he returned to his retreat and took his meal. Quietly. He returned to his retreat and took his meal. When he had finished, he put away his robe and begging bowl, washed his feet, arranged his seat, and sat down. So, what is this showing us? Why do we say this is the whole Diamond Sutra? Right here. It's the whole Diamond Sutra. Why? Because he shows mindfulness. Mindful action. Keeping the rule. Following the situation. It's very clear. So everyone thinks that religion is some special experience. Everyone thinks it's some mysterious state or condition. It's not. The great teachers have always pointed out that religious experience is just like this mind. Just like this mind. Moment to moment to moment to moment to moment to moment. Following your condition and situation. That's all. So there's a very famous koan about this in China. A monk entered the monastery, with this great balshim, this great beginner's mind. A monk entered the monastery and said to the master at that time, Zen master Joju Sanza. He went up to him and he said, "Teacher, I have just entered the monastery. Please, I would like to have your mysterious teaching. What is your difficult, your very deep teaching? I've just entered. I'm ready for it. Give it to me. I'm all ready. I've studied, I've prepared, I've done everything. What is your mysterious teaching?" And Joju said, "Did you eat breakfast?" And the monk said, "Yes. I don't know what this has to do with things, but yes, I did eat, by the way." And Joju said, "Then go wash your bowls." And when he heard that, the monk got enlightened. So, the teaching of that koan is just this everyday life mind. When you eat, you wash your bowls. After you eat, you brush your teeth. When you wake up, you stretch and shower. That's all. It's very simple. It's this everyday mind. But we don't think that. Our mind is always somewhere else. Tomorrow, I have to do this. I have to meet this. Then I have to get. Then I have. Then I have to meet this person. Well, that means I've got to get this, and then I have to get this. So stress. So this computer is always broken down. Nowadays we have more of that. I say this to a lot of people nowadays. Nowadays, people who come to the temple for teaching. Before, people asked about teaching. Some teaching. What is the way? What is mind? How can I practice? What is meditation? When I first came to Korea, maybe about 13, 14 years ago, very clear. People came to the temple, they asked about suheng. They asked about mind. They asked about truth. They asked about religion. They asked about practice. Nowadays, time passing, not so much anymore. People come in, my situation is difficult, my home life is complicated, my marriage is having a problem, my relationship, it's all this complicated talking. Not good, not bad. Not good, not bad. But people's minds now are more complicated. So, this first page of the Diamond Sutra is pointing us back to a very simple thing. It's so simple, it's stupid. It's very, very